My fellow Michiganders, I have watched as a citizen for a long time as our state has failed to prioritize for its citizens. The idea of running Michigan like a business has played out through years and has not paid back on its promises. Rick Snyder's comeback state never went back for many people. Our economy is stacked against us and for the wealthy, for the DeVos family and others. Our economy leaves behind farmers, factory workers, teachers, nurses, tradesmen, retail employees, and nearly anyone who doesn't work near the top. It is difficult to explain in sound bites how bad income inequality is in Michigan. The top 1% is 22 times more than the average worker. The average income for the top 1% is $800,000, while ours is about $36,000. 1% of families own 18%, nearly 1/5 of the wealth in Michigan. The super wealthy make even more, while paying the same taxes we do. Where our state income tax takes a larger piece of a smaller pie than it does for the wealthy, while the wealthy have the means to buy campaigns and secure more friendlier policies to their interests, and we are left to deal with the results. While our minimum wage is marketed against by special interests to make it feel like a burden on businesses, with a living wage, we'd actually empower ourselves to set money aside and start new businesses to jumpstart the economy in a huge way, to create breaks that make sense for small businesses, instead of racing to the bottom to bend over backwards for companies while we also give up our natural resources for pennies, and so cut our own bottom from under us and compete in a no-win economy situation with other states. Our current minimum wage has given companies permission to pay less and shove the responsibility to the state to help people make ends meet. Our priorities are so upside down that while we would put additional money into our state's rainy day fund, which now totals $612 million, while Flint went 4 years without clean water and our roads and infrastructure fail. If that can happen in any place, it can happen everywhere. My fellow citizens, I was raised to pay the bills and what was owed first and save money responsibly and use it when needed. We have not done that. Michigan needs to focus its efforts on helping the middle class, on funding the growth upon which we rely. We need to focus our efforts on helping grow small companies, creating an economy where the middle class can save and to start new businesses and innovate. And I think this, among other things, is best accomplished by a government run by the people who fund it. Who else would know what we should prioritize but the people who drive on the roads and grow the food and build the things we use every day? Which is why I would like to announce today that I am running for Michigan State Senate of District 19 for Calhoun, Berry, and Ionia counties. This is not a decision I made lightly. It was something I needed to do. I felt the need to serve my state. I felt there was a job that needed doing, and so I choose to roll up my sleeves and get to it. Not with great sums of money, but as a person willing to vote for and on behalf of my fellow citizens. Living under these varied conditions does not provide freedom. It only makes more people chained to the system we want to be free of and increase the role of government in daily life. So, it is with this sense of ownership of our future that I ask for your support. More than that, we need to have a willingness to stand together on every issue we can overlap on. All of us. I can't promise to be everyone's perfect candidate or voter, but I'm going to admit that, and I'm going to make sure I vote for the best interest of all of us. I can promise to never take big money contributions, and I can also promise to not be torn on a vote to please someone else over our citizens. Lastly, if we want to change Michigan for the better, we need people everywhere to run. So, if you're in another district, we need you someone you know to run for office, ready to vote on what matters. Thank you, and I look forward to serving you, Michigan.